Sometimes life gives us lessons in the most unexpected ways. It teaches us that success doesn't come from following the usual path, but from finding our own way. You see, most of us are conditioned to believe that a degree, a stable job, and following the rules are the only ways to make it in this world. But what if the greatest secret to success is to fall, get back up, and keep moving forward with more strength than before? The journey of a dropout who became a millionaire is one filled with hidden truths, struggles, and moments of unimaginable loss. In this story, we will walk alongside someone who faced hardship, heartbreak, and failure, yet found a way to turn it all into something extraordinary. This is not just a story about money, but about resilience, determination, and the incredible power of never giving up. There was a young man named Alex Williams who once believed that success was a straight path. Growing up in a small town in Texas, Alex was a bright student, always at the top of his class. His parents, who worked hard to make ends meet, often told him that education was the key to a good life. They pushed him to excel, to finish school, and to get a stable job, just like everyone else in their community. However, deep down, Alex always felt something was missing. He didn't know what it was, but the traditional route of school, college, and a 9-to-5 job never felt like it was meant for him. He had big dreams, but they didn't fit the mold. Then one day, when Alex was just 19, tragedy struck. His father, who had been his greatest source of inspiration and guidance, passed away unexpectedly from a heart attack. The grief was unbearable. Alex had so many things left unsaid to his father, and now it was too late. In the midst of the funeral, standing in front of his father's grave, Alex felt a crushing weight on his chest. He felt lost, unsure of what to do next, and overwhelmed by guilt for not being there enough for his father during his final days. This loss was the turning point for Alex. He realized that life was too short to follow someone else's plan. He dropped out of college, against his mother's wishes, and decided to take control of his own destiny. His decision was met with disappointment, especially from his mother, who feared that Alex's future would be uncertain. But Alex knew deep in his heart that he had to try something different. At first, things were hard. Alex didn't have the resources or experience to start his own business, but he had an idea. He wanted to create a platform that could help small business owners sell their products online. It wasn't a groundbreaking idea, but it was something he believed in. He started working from his small apartment, building the platform from scratch. Every day felt like a struggle. There were moments when he felt hopeless, when he thought about giving up and returning to a normal job. But he couldn't. He kept remembering the words his father had always said. You have to do what you love, even if it's hard. Despite the difficulties, Alex pushed forward. He faced many setbacks, failed partnerships, bad investments, and moments when it seemed like his dreams were slipping away. His bank account was often empty, and he had to sell everything of value just to keep the business running. During those sleepless nights, Alex would look at old photos of his father and reflect on the lessons he had taught him. It was those memories that gave him the strength to keep going. One night, after a particularly difficult week, Alex received an unexpected phone call. It was from an old friend, Sarah. Sarah had been his best friend in high school, and they had grown apart over the years. But during their conversation, she reminded him of something important: his worth. Sarah had always been the one who believed in him when no one else did. She told him that even though he had failed many times, he was still capable of great things. Her words resonated deeply with him, and for the first time in months, Alex felt a spark of hope. Sarah's encouragement led Alex to reevaluate his approach. He realized that he had been trying to build something too complex. Instead of focusing on a grand idea, he decided to simplify his platform and make it more user-friendly. Within months, he managed to attract his first paying customers. Slowly but surely, his business started to grow. But success didn't come without its share of heartache. As his business flourished, Alex found himself facing new challenges. He had to sacrifice personal relationships, and he missed out on important family moments. He would often find himself sitting alone on significant holidays, watching everyone else celebrate while he worked late into the night. He longed for connection, but the pressure of building his business made it difficult to maintain friendships. One day, Alex found an old letter from his father that he had never seen before. It was tucked away in a drawer, forgotten among other family mementos. The letter was filled with advice, encouragement, and love. His father had written it years ago, hoping that one day Alex would read it when he was ready. It was a reminder of the unspoken bond they shared, and it brought tears to Alex's eyes. It was in that moment that Alex realized how much he had been driven by fear of failure and the need to prove himself. He needed to let go of that fear, and he needed to forgive himself for the things he could no longer change. Years passed, and Alex's business became a huge success. He turned his small startup into a multi-million-dollar company. He became a millionaire, but the wealth didn't mean as much to him as the lessons he had learned along the way. He had lost so much, but he had gained something far more valuable, a deep understanding of himself and the importance of resilience. But even with his success, Alex faced moments of doubt. There were times when he would wonder if it was all worth it. His loneliness lingered, and sometimes he would break down in quiet moments, reflecting on everything he had sacrificed. Yet every time he thought of giving up, he would remember his father's words and the lessons he had learned through his failures, and so he kept moving forward. In the end, Alex found peace. He had built something incredible, but more importantly, he had found the strength to heal and forgive himself. He had been through loss, heartbreak, and failure, but those experiences had shaped him into the person he had become. And now, he was ready to help others do the same. Alex started a foundation to mentor young entrepreneurs who had faced similar struggles. He shared his story, not to boast, but to show them that it was okay to fail, that success wasn't just about the money, but about the journey. He encouraged them to embrace their vulnerabilities, to face their fears, and to keep going, no matter how hard it got. Alex's story is a reminder that life isn't always a straight path. Sometimes, the greatest success comes from falling down and getting back up. And in the end, it's not the money or the fame that matters most. It's the strength we find within ourselves to keep moving forward, even when the world tells us to stop.